I'm Sophie Fournel and I'm CEO of Disability Assist, a disabled persons user-led organisation. I am also a research and training fellow as part of the Kent Research Partnership. My fellowship is looking at people with a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis and who are of working age and their attitudes towards paid employment. During this video, I'm going to tell you about my experiences with my research and training fellowship. Disability Assist is a disabled persons user-led organisation. That means that we are all disabled people supporting other disabled people across the whole of Kent. We work with adults, not children at the moment, but we're all people with lived experience of disability, and so we are providing peer-led support to our peers across the whole of the county. It's really important to a lot of the people we work with, and the reason why I have started on this fellowship is because we see an awful lot of people who are living who are really only surviving, they're not thriving. There's people living in their four walls who are really not doing very much at all, have become really isolated from society. And from conversations with my colleagues at work, we talk about how through paid employment, through working, we get so many different benefits. And it's not just the paycheck at the end of the month, though that is nice. It is also things like a routine, a reason to get up in the morning. It's having responsibilities. It's feeling really a part of society and that you're doing something actively to try and improve people's lives. There's also an issue with in our organisation that we feel that we're sort of positive role models. We so often meet people who are really struggling, who when they realise that they're talking to another disabled person, they suddenly start thinking a bit differently. The amount of times we've heard, well, if you can do it, why can't I? And we always say, actually, yes, you can do it. You just need the support. You need you need to consider what it is you want to do, and then you need to find ways of achieving that. But actually, there are ways, and actually, if we can do it, so can you. I was first approached by the University of Kent so within my role, I often talk at events, particularly around adult social care and the difficulties that disabled people face in the community. So I talk at lots of different events, and I was approached by people from the University of Kent at a couple of events where they were telling me about these fellowships and about the Kent Research Partnership, the partnership between Kent County Council and the University of Kent. So I had heard about the fellowships and I thought, what a wonderful opportunity for somebody. And it was only really when people spelt it out to me, they asked me if there was any kind of area of research that I thought would be important or had been thinking about. And I said yes. Um, the conversations my colleagues and I have had around paid employment. And also, as an organisation, it is our preference to employ disabled people. But when we've had jobs available, we've been really struggling to recruit and to find people with the relevant skills and experience that we need to fill the positions that we've had. And I think that's interesting. And I wanted to understand a bit more about what the barriers are. Why are people, we know that there's an awful lot of people out there of working age who just aren't coming forward, and it feels like a real shame. It feels like they are missing out on an opportunity that could be really beneficial for them. But also society is missing out on a real wealth of experience, different places people are coming from, that could actually really benefit a lot of industry, businesses, organisations that are out there. So that's why I felt exploring people with disabilities and paid employment was really important. And it was through talking to colleagues at the university where they said, that's great, however, that's far too wide, and I needed to really narrow it down. So I thought about my own personal lived experience. I've got multiple sclerosis, relapsing, remitting multiple sclerosis, and I've been living with it for about 20 years now. And so I figured if I can focus on people of working age with a diagnosis of MS, then actually I can bring to that a lot of lived experience. If I'm looking at disability in general, that's far too broad, and there are lots of people who will be coming to into fall within that remit who are coming from such different varied backgrounds. So figure people with MS will all have something in common. There will be some commonality. So I landed on MS and people's attitudes towards paid employment. I was really interested in social care research because I see things in the real world happening and not really changing very much. And within my role of within disability assist, the reason why I am in this kind of profession is because I want life to improve for all of those people out there who are really struggling, those people with a disability. And things aren't changing enough, and I just think, okay, so the CEO of a disabled persons user-led organisation isn't making the changes I want to see. Let's try something new. And this opportunity came about, and I wasn't going to say no to it because it feels like it is something else that I can try, and maybe, just maybe, it will make a little bit of a difference. Research and training fellow, my journey so far, I've been doing lots of different things. I spoke at the celebration of adult social care event late last year, which was a really great opportunity to talk to people from all over the country who are doing research. And I found it really reassuring to talk to a couple of people at that event. So I've been talking at lots of different events. I have also had some training. It's been a really good opportunity to have training funded, and also to be able to investigate all those sorts of areas that I thought I didn't really know about. I know with training, and again, this is imposter syndrome, I was really worried that would this be way above my level? And I've been really reassured that actually it's been interesting. I've really engaged in the training that I've had, and through talking to people and taking part in it, I've been quite vocal, and actually I found it very comfortable. It's sort of hit at the right level for me, which was quite a relief. I've attended conferences, which has been great to hear the conversation that is taking place, both locally and on a national level. And I have also been at networking with lots of people from all over the country, people in similar roles to me, other fellows, and also other people working in adult social care and within academia, which I would just never have had an opportunity to experience otherwise. I've also been able to work with some really wonderful colleagues at the university, people who have got a lot of experience of research and who have been very supportive through this whole journey so far. Certainly giving me hints and tips and training as we go along. It hasn't all been plain sailing. There have been a lot of difficulties and things that I didn't expect along the way, particularly around my day job. So I'm doing this fellowship part time. My plan was to spend 50% of my working week on the fellowship and 50% on my CEO role. However, I didn't expect some of the things to happen that have happened within Disability Assist. There are issues around funding that we need to address, and also issues around staffing, which do demand quite a lot of my time. So I have found it hard to get the right sort of cover to help support me with that CEO role, because all of those things still need to be done. I'm also very aware that I am researching something which is very close to my own lived experience and the issues and the challenges that I face. And I did worry that I would be opening up a can of worms, that actually we might go to places that I might find difficult or upsetting. But apart from that, I'm also worried about my lived experience getting in the way and stopping me being objective about what I'm hearing, because I worry about my own experiences muddying my mind and not being able to sort of um, separate my own journey with that of other people. And because of that, I think that my PPI group has been really vital in all of this. And I've got some really great people on that PPI group. So I've got people with lived experience, other people with MS, and I've got people working in adult social care, as well as with the MS sort of support groups like the MS Society and the Kent MS Therapy Centre, who help me to make sure that my own experiences don't get in the way of what I'm trying to achieve. Aside from this being a wonderful opportunity for me, it's also an opportunity for Disability Assist. I hope that through doing this fellowship, it will give us more credibility as an organisation, so that any future research we do will be much more robust, and I will be able to apply the principles and things that I learn through the fellowship to anything in the future. I also think of the benefits that it gives for myself. It will be something great to add to a CV. Within my CEO role, I had been wondering, where do I go to from there? Where do you go to from chief exec of an organisation? And I hadn't felt that I had reached the pinnacle of my career just yet. And so this has really opened my eyes up to other alternative opportunities that maybe are available to me. However, right now, let's focus on this fellowship. Let me get this done. And then I'm going to take some time to reassess, think where I am and what maybe I want to go on to do after that. Aside from all of these opportunities for me personally, I'm also considering how disability can work better and maybe create new services and projects that would better help and support other disabled people. My brain is really whirring, and I am aware that actually I need to get this research finished before I come up with anything um, too final. However, I am also interested in continuing to talk to the people who I have connected with during this research, because I do think that there are plenty of opportunities for partnership working and to really make a difference to a lot of people. I would really urge other people to consider a fellowship and looking at social care research. I think there is so much. I think from starting this, I feel more than ever that I'm just scratching the surface, and actually, there is so much more research that should be done and should be carried out and is needed. And I think that people with lived experience are probably in a much stronger position than they realise they are to tackle something like this. I think back to lots of conversations I've had with my colleagues over the years about our frustrations about how things haven't been changing and about what we're noticing. And I think that actually we could take these further than just conversations in the office and the workplace, because actually there are opportunities for research, and I would really urge everybody to consider what they might be able to do and look for opportunities to carry out that research.